Hello, everyone. And I think I just cut my first word off there again, so just in case I'll say hello, everyone, again. And I'm coming to you tonight in my Resident Evil shirt that's way too small for me, just because I need to throw one on. And as promised, I'm going to do a bit of a comment comeback. Now, in terms of Q&A, not going to do that. I did say in the last video we'd do a Q&A. Nobody queued, so I can't A. But, if you guys got any questions you'd like answered in a big format together, just put them there sometime before the end of VEDA and I'll get around to it. Now, so I'm going to just go through the comments, as you're probably tired of hearing me say. Pardon me. Oh, that's probably something you're also tired of hearing me say, but yeah, I'm not going to edit these, so I'm just going to read all the comments that we've received, well, that I've received through, I'm going to cover most of the VEDA period. Some of these are on beta videos, some of them aren't. And just talk about the more interesting ones. So I'm just going to be scrolling through and see what we get. First of all, pardon me again. Anthony Smith has been commenting on a number of videos in quite out of order, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, give him triple thumbs up. And, yeah, triple thumbs up back, buddy. It's nice that you like the videos. I think you said something else about a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Actually, I think you've deleted your comment because I said I was confused because it's not here anymore. But, you know, thanks for the interaction there, buddy. Hit the like button as well, make sure. There's one I'm going to save till the end here because it's quite funny. So stick around to the end, guys, for a really real corker. But next we move on to George Sleeth. George Sleeth has said on VEDA number 21... which I don't actually have the title here because of the way it comes up on my comment screen. He says, "Dude, when you get to it, I'd like to help you on the 5D's Yu-Gi-Oh games on the DS since they were the games I played as a kid." I never played the DS games. I've never put any real time into a DS Yu-Gi-Oh game. In fact, that's one of the main ones I'm missing from there, Nightmare Troubadour. Currently, that's only, well, with the exception of Willy Breakers and Master of the Cards up there-ish. It's mainly just normal Yu-Gi stuff. There's no of the 5Ds, not the 5D, GX. It's going to be quite some time before I get to the DS games. I have Card Almanac. It's actually down here, which is just because I haven't got another place to put it right now. But that's the only piece of, it's not a game, it's the only piece of software I've got, but I've got a pretty cool April Fool's Day idea with that game. Maybe next year. But, yeah, more on Yu-Gi-Oh! A bit later. Next we have a comment from, well, one of my favorite subscribers. Bernard the Disappointed Owl, one word. Bernard is an owl who lives in, I believe, Wales. And, he helped me out. He provided a voice for the intro to part 2 of the Christmas episode, which I was really excited about. The whole idea of that joke, I don't know if a lot of people got it, so... what does that say about the joke? Is the idea that most people these days in YouTube, you know, they used to do television styles previously on. Then they went to sort of, this is what happened in the next part, go! Out of context clip, but that's a random thing. Okay, now we'll keep going. So I thought, what if I just took the complete opposite of that? Just slowed it all the way down. I should have committed maybe a little bit more to it and just maybe have just him rather than the selection of clips. But I caved. But yeah, he's a great guy. He's got his own YouTube channel. He does some really cool video on hard drive repair. Very funny. So you should all go subscribe to Bernard the Disappointed Owl, because if we subscribe to him, maybe he'll start making videos again, and they were hilarious. So anyway, so he has to said on the subject of me cutting off words at the beginning of videos, and bloody well telling me, he said, "I didn't want to deny you the nourishing disappointment of the missing word. It fills me with intrigue as to what that word might have been, though mostly I thought it was cabbagey. But there again, I think most things are cabbagey, especially me. God, I smell awful. So basically, yes, it's a winner all round, my human friend." And he does a little owl face. Unfortunately, well, disappointingly, Bernard, I don't think it was cabbagey, so... there we go. Yeah. And thankfully, YouTube hasn't installed Smell-O-Vision yet, so you don't need to worry about that. So yeah, I got a couple of comments from Bernard as we go on, but he's a great guy, great owl, and that's why I say ladies and gentlemen and owls occasionally. I'm just trying to be inclusive of my audience. We have Anthony Smith again putting up a double triple thumbs. Triple thumbs back to you, Anthony, my man. Random Killer 563 we have here. Now, I actually like this comment. This is him he had an idea of a video I could do. And I was really intrigued at first before realizing it wouldn't be a particularly interesting video in the way he said it, and I'll tell you why. Here's an idea. Don't know if you want to, but all your ways of getting cheap games, you should do a It's a bit broken, but you should do a challenge video where you see if you can turn a $1 game into a console or something else expensive by the end of the week or month by selling and buying. And I said, interesting proposal. Unfortunately, I can make an infinite credit loop after 2 trades, so I might have to limit myself. And he said, you buy one cheap game and sell it for double on Facebook or Gumtree, eBay, etc. Since most games you show all have a higher value on these sites. Yes, that's why I buy them most of the time. Occasionally, I break the rule and I regret it. Here's the thing. I could do it, but here's why it wouldn't work necessarily as you're thinking. Now, if we keep it to one game, it could be more interesting. So one game has to directly trade into another. But here's how I do it normally. There's an item I'd buy on eBay. I'm going to save it for a future video because I was going to make this its own video. I don't want to spoil it. I buy that item. I would then trade it into CEX, and I get $2.50 in... Oh, no. Okay. So I buy a 50-cent game at CEX, 50-cent PS2 or PS1, PS3 game, or Xbox 360 game. I trade that into my local cash converters. I get $1. I get $1 or $2 depending on what system. I then take that money back to CEX, do the same thing again, take it to cash converters. Now I could very slowly continue to do that, but instead what I do is I then use about $3.50 to buy a certain item on eBay. I'll then wait for that item to get to me, because it'll take about a month from China, and then I'll trade that into CEX, get that myself up to $8 credit. And then I would use that credit to, I could just continue on to an infinite credit loop from there if I varied my games. But even then, it might be an interesting video. Whoa, okay. I clicked the wrong thing. It might be an interesting video if I then, past that point, limited myself to one game and see how high I can make it. Because then, it's using my smarts of, eBay selling, and if I put a time limit on it, actually, it might be... Oh, actually, you know what? I started by thinking that this wouldn't be so possible, but now, if I put a time limit on it, a week is too short, because I can't sell... No game sells that quickly. I mean, games do sell that quickly, but it would limit the amount. But a month? A month is only time for one of those things to arrive from eBay, at the best case. And I can only trade into cash converters a couple times. Okay, you might have something there, Random Killer 563. And since you are a Patreon supporter, the largest Patreon supporter, your money would go directly to funding that. So, I might have to look into that. Okay, let's keep going. We're already at the 8-minute mark. I don't want to go too long. Daniel Craig. So with Daniel Craig, hey, you have been cutting off the first words of your videos, realizing after I'd said it on one of them, and I said, now he tells me. But with that, we have all 3 of my Patreons comment something to that, yep. Then we have a couple of comments by KC Link, one about not noticing that I was cutting off the first words. I don't think I always did it, but I do. Some videos I know I did have it. He made some comments on some stuff I said about the channel storylines and the channel rebranding. I won't say them again here. I was actually a little bit disappointed. I thought I was only going to get maximum 20 people on not the last VEDA, but the VEDA before, where I told everything about how the channel storyline's going to work, and about 30 people watched it. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have given it all away. Damn it. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Danny the Enderman was commenting on one of my older videos, AVGN Chocolate Rain, a video I made many, many years ago, where I took all the old clips of the angry video game nerd relieving himself onto games in his episodes, and put them to the song Chocolate Rain by Tay Zonday. That's an older video of mine. It's not like I'm not proud of it, I suppose. I think it works for what it is, but yeah, this is good. The Lagrange's show. I think that's how I said. I haven't been able to find your review of Dark Duel Stories, Trials of God Advent. Did you review them? I've been really interested in seeing your perspective on the games. I'm working on it like right now. Today I did nothing but edit that video. And you know that point in a project where it goes from, so much is needing to be done that it doesn't look like it'll ever be finished, and then there's suddenly like a shifting point to, okay, it's downhill now. We got this. That happened today. And I'm really happy. Will it be ready for VEDA? I don't know. I don't wanna hold it to myself. But especially since that, unfortunately, for the next 2 days after this, at least, I'm not going to be able to work on it, and then I might have only 1 day left to work on it. So I don't know if it's going to quite make it for VEDA. But yeah, it's going to come. It's going to come. The Lagrange show. So I'd almost say get hyped. It's the video. It hasn't quite turned out how I wanted it to. I'm gonna try and make a couple of changes before it's finished. I've said stuff before about the Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's gonna be a longer one, and the format of the Yu-Gi-Oh videos is gonna change a little bit after this, just to make them a bit more interesting to watch. Let's see, anything. KC Link again. He was talking. I won't read his entire comment because it's quite long, and he did get a whole video out of me because he suggested a VEDA style video that I could do. So thank you very much, Mr. KC Link. Yeah, basically he's talking a lot about his opinions on the Yu-Gi-Oh movies, which is basically a mini review on himself. He saw the first movie back when he was 17 in cinemas. So yeah. I was only like 6 or something like that when I saw it, 6 or 7, and it's great that he loved it when he was that old. But by the time I got to that point, that's when I watched it. And I was like, yeah, this really isn't. He goes, but that's awesome. And he hasn't watched the third one yet. Watch the third one. Watch the damn third one, KC Link. Don't come back and well, no, come back, but just go and watch the damn thing. Anthony Smith, triple thumbs up again. Loving it, dude. Loving it. It's nice to see a lot of you guys commenting on my Yu-Gi-Oh content, because I was worried that I didn't actually have too many subs who were interested in my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I thought they were just interested in my general video game stuff. So that's good. That spurs me on to do more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do that by the end of VEDA. Oh, and then we got a nice one by no, seriously, guys, commenting on my stuff other gamers do that I do that other game collectors don't, in reference to my recasing of games. And now he's edited this comment. So this is actually my first time rereading it. If you guys edit comments, I don't get re-notified, okay? If you edit your comment on anything, I don't get re-notified. So don't edit your comment to add material for the video maker. If you want to say something to the person who made the video, make sure you reply, otherwise they don't get notified. I read all my notifications, because I'm tiny enough to. Real interesting. Never considered doing this before. You've made some really nice decisions here. I assume he means by the colors I've chosen. For my larger collections, I've occasionally ordered them by publisher and then alphabetically. I think he might be talking also about the way I've ordered them. I was actually considered ordering via developer, maybe publisher, but maybe not. I was thinking of reordering them by developer, but I'm not certain. Publisher first, then alphabetically, but that's as heretical as I've gotten. Well, I mean, come over to the dark side. Seeing all the PS1, Konami, or Psygnosis games together, for example, is a pretty good feeling. I don't in the US, do you guys have the developers put on the side of on the spines of your games? Because I know some of them do, because I've got the US Forbidden Memories there, and that's actually a really nice looking spine. It's the only time I know of where we've actually got to see other characters in the actual Yu-Gi-Oh font, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, what are you feeling? Okay, so you talk about 3 Yu-Gi-Oh movies. I will try and load. We're going to start to wrap up because we're getting on the 15-minute mark. And I only want to take a little bit of your guys' time per day. I mean, I don't want to freaking, don't worry, you'll be reading me soon. Anyway, basically, comics, is there anything really good? The Acidonia 150, the person who always comes in, gives a nice comment on my pickups videos. I disagree about PAL PS2 spines looking the most boring. Japanese ones look the same. It makes them easier to find and store if they're in alphabetical order. Yeah, but that's true. I go by genre, so I'm just like, ooh, I'm feeling like a racing game today. Let's see which out of the 200 racing games I have that I haven't played yet, I'm feeling like. Logos on spines make titles and games harder to see at a distance. Disagree. If, it's, like, especially looking at my PAL, like, I can pick, like, looking at clumps of Xbox games, like, my eyes aren't even focused on it right now. I can pick out Battle for Bikini Bottom right there. I can pick up SpongeBob the movie. Rally Championship with its single yellow stripe, very distinctive. What the frig is that doing on the shelf? That shouldn't be on the shelf. That doesn't have a game in it. I'll have to take that off. No wonder it was not fitting. I can see 13. My eyes aren't even focused on the shelf right now, and I can see Blood Awake. It's widely reading it. Incredibles, that even has glare on it. Having more distinctive spines makes friggin' Doom 3. It makes them more visible, so I have to disagree with you there, Acidonia. Nearly all European Nintendo, DS, Wii handhelds uses exact same font on the spine for PAL versions. If you're talking about like between the NTSC and oh no, you mean like they use a standard font? That's not true. Frankly, I've got a bunch of Wii games there. Like a couple of them use the standard generic gray font, but I'm seeing heaps of games there. Like out of the small chunk of my collection I have there, only 2 use the default font. So I would disagree. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of PAL games, but Wii games, but yeah. If Nintendo would use this font developed by them 95% of the time, for some reason, hey, Pikmin 7 Eternity use 3D to use the logo instead. A lot of them have logos instead of things. Switch games I own do this too, except Sonic Forces, which uses a logo instead. I don't know anything about Switch, can't say anything. Yeah, and I had a little bit of a back and forth talking about reversible covers, but we'll keep going. Someone liked I did a review of this little thing I got off eBay for $2.25, and they liked the fact that it described itself as being, where is it? Can I find it? Not suitable registration. It describes itself on the back as being the console is slim, portable, and trendy. Yeah, they're just saying trendy. They like that. Yep. Bernard's back, and on the episode about things I do that other collectors don't, I'm just about begging the answer to be making my own jams from the delicious variety of berries in my allotment. Not a euphemism, hoot, etc. My human friend, Owlface. Fortunately, we don't really have allotments in Australia. That's not as much of a thing as it is in England. If you want to do gardening, you generally just have a garden, sort of ag plot sort of things. Not really a thing. Dark Souls has always been hit or miss for me. I think got stuff about Dark Souls there. We had a couple of comments on the No One Thinks This Controller Exists video. A lot of people were trying to show me pictures of the emerald green one. Very clearly not the same. Like, I have it right here, actually. Very clearly not the same as the bright green that this is. I know it probably looks like a bit of a darker green, like it does on my phone screen, but trust me, this is a bright lime green. This is not an emerald green in any way, shape, or form. And then we come to the one I promised. I woke up to find this comment on my notifications, and I had a bit of a laugh, and I think the guy who did too when he realized. But this comment was from my Road Rage 3 video, and I'll read it. Perhaps he's not going to like this, but I'm going to read it as it was originally put to me. He quotes me, well, supposedly tries to quote me as saying, "Thankfully not a white man in sight." And he said to this, was going so well until you decided to belittle your own race. Imagine being so woke that you hate your own skin. I do hate my own skin, but not because of the colour, it's because it's too bloody hairy. But I replied to him, politely, because he's misheard what I actually said. What I actually said, as I said in my comment, not man, van, referencing the Phoenix game white van racer that I had mentioned in the episode's intro. So the actual quote I said in the video was, thankfully not a white van in sight. And then he said, with the ellipses in between each word, I am an arse. Edited my previous comment. And he edited his previous comment to say at the top, edit, you only hear what you want to hear, mother 1996. And, well, it's true, man. And I think we both see the funny side. Obviously, he's just been on the wrong side of some liberal posts or something like that. And, I'm not gonna... I don't judge your emo Wookie. That's his name. But, yeah, bit of a laugh there. I thought I was going to make a comeback video, and, yeah, he made me want to do it. So anyway, I've definitely taken up enough of your time. See you guys in the next VEDA. Ask any questions you want for a potential Q&A. Comment on any of the comments you saw here. Comment on the comments. Why the frig not? Everyone go subscribe to Bernard the Disappointed Owl. He's a brilliant channel. Let's get him making videos again. Badger him on his channel. Tell him to do a collab with me because I've got a brilliant idea for one. Well, the beginnings of a brilliant idea. I haven't fleshed it out yet. And, yeah, we'll see you guys on the next, what's it called? Next, VEDA. So, see you guys.